Let me tell you a little story, got some news I want to share. Let's discuss a world of politics and ideas we can't compare. Let me give you some perspective on the way things seem to be. Moving forward with our medicines and all technology. That the world is full of stranger things that we can't comprehend. Cool creatures from another world and conspiracies, my friend. Tell me more about the chemicals that are active in our brains. When we feel the thing that we call love ties us up in chains. The JAG Show. On the JAG Show. JAG Show.
Oh, what the fuck?
I tried really hard not to sing. Like I was trying my best.
Hey man, if you know me, I never sing during your guys' intro. I just do the thing at the end. But because you guys are not here, I had to make up for your guys' enthusiasm, man. I tried.
Damn. I
Don't expect it all the
what
time.
happened, but I got disconnected either way. Like, I don't know, for like a little bit. So.
Oh, excellent. Oh, that was perfect.
So we're live right now. Welcome to
probably
another
best case
episode of
scenario
the JAG Show. It is, man. It fucking is. Welcome everybody to another episode of the JAG Show. I'm one of your hosts, JD Marcel. We're glory, man, united. I can't really fucking hear it. Damn it. Damn you, quarantine. Damn you, Corona. Fuck.
Hey, have you tried adjusting the volume to? Have you tried?
I could hear everything else. I could hear everything else. It's not my volume, it's that volume.
Shout out Eddie, layman's word.
Hey, what up?
Shout out Eddie.
Shout
out. Of course, we also got shouting out to everybody. AJ Moreno, what's going on, AJ, with this Modelo?
Yeah, shout out to all my alcoholics out there. Yeah, touch my tra-la-la. I wish somebody would. Shit. My tra-la-la is so sick of myself. Like,
just beating the beat.
If I can be honest, before we move on with intros, the one thing that I miss the most about regular life is hugs.
Oh yeah.
I'm a hugger, dog.
You know what?
I'm a hugger.
It is kind of crazy. It is kind of crazy because there's a lot of things that I'm trying to get adjusted to, like in this whole thing. The other day,
masturbation increasing.
Yeah, super increase. Fuck. But the other day, I went to go get water, and I went to the laundromat that was nearby my house, and it was weird because I felt like I was in a surreal like fucking movie for some reason. Like I wanted to, I had to fucking put on a mask, and then I see everybody else, and it was just like a quick head nod, like.
Yeah.
Felt like this wasn't my world. Like I have to do this now in order to be safe, and it's kind of surreal still, trying to get used to this life. Like I never thought this would happen. Who did? But of course we got everybody on the sounds. We got Jimmy. What's going on?
What up, man? How are you guys? What's happening?
Compton.
CPT in the hood.
What's happening, guys? How's everybody? Cheers.
What is that?
Dude.
It sounds like a remix of Steve Austin's song.
It is Blood Has Been Shed. Shout out.
Oh, nice.
I guess.
Nice. Nah, dude. It's kind of crazy, man. And I think fucking quarantine fever. It kind of.
My bad. I'm getting used to this new sound shit. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries, man. I'm still trying to get used to this fucking quarantine thing. Like, as you can see, like I got tired of my hair, and so I told my buddy to just fucking shave it.
To fuck me up, fam.
Yeah, that's my excuse. I got tired of my hair.
Fucked up special? Oh, say no more, dog. Like,
hey, bro. Can I get the stop resisting special?
I do. Yeah.
Can I get the? I failed out of the academy and now I'm doing security.
Let me get that Paul Blart.
The Blarty. Let me get the Blarty too.
Seriously.
Oh, that's
He was
good.
like, even
That's
he,
good.
even while he was like, while he was cutting that shit, he was just like, "Welcome to the military, son." Like,
Fuck, that's a bad sign.
I know,
Hey,
I know.
Hey,
But
you guys were talking about hugs earlier. I just wanted to say is like I hate touching people and being around too many people and being rubbed up against people, but I do miss being around you guys, man. I miss everybody in the studio, and even though I'm about to clean up your shit again, I can't wait to have you guys back in.
Let me ask
Oh
a
yeah,
question.
same here.
Let me
Yeah,
ask a
Yo.
question.
Go ahead.
Let me ask a question.
yeah,
You personally, Dre, you obviously run, a space, so everybody is kind of dealing with their spaces in their own way. So, like for example, me, my tub handle, my shower handle broke,
yeah.
and I had to have someone come into my house and fix it. I
Uh-oh.
certainly didn't want them here, but I had to have someone come in and fix it because I couldn't fix it myself. Plus, I rent an apartment. I'm not a homeowner.
Yeah.
They need to take care of that
Just a
shit. They need to
homo.
pay
Yeah,
somebody
yeah,
to come in
yeah.
here.
Yeah, you don't want to
But
be responsible for that.
correct, but that's how I control my space. No one else other than that person has set foot in my house the entire time that this quarantine thing has happened, and that's just the way I intend to keep it until this whole thing kind of blows over. My question to you is, in regards to the studio, are you only are you just allowing the ordinance to keep people out of there, or are you gonna kind of ease your way back into it? How do you think that you're gonna tackle it when that time comes?
Oh well, I take a plenty of precautions and I'm careful because I always even when I don't have to. But if I'm doing something, I hold myself responsible because I don't. It's just the way I am. So the
Yeah.
ordinance was the reason why, and even before that, I was telling everybody. Remember, I was telling everybody just tell your guests to just come alone. Oh, all right. So what I was saying is, even before that, the ordinance, I was telling people only one guest at a time and shit, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But then once the
Yeah.
ordinance hit, I was like, yo, I don't want, I worry about your, I didn't want to be responsible for this shit getting caught here and then spreading out. Not that somebody was going to give
Right.
it to me, but that I was going to give it to somebody. That's what I was more afraid of because I'm a dirty motherfucker. So
And
It's
like,
not. It's not
I
like. It's
mean,
not like a STD. You know, like that's different.
I'm saying,
yeah,
so
a shot of penicillin and you're good, you know. But
the ordinance broke my,
Nah, dude,
the
you
ordinance
can hit
broke
a
my heart
Lysol,
though.
man.
Because I had to cancel the unopened mic. So I already said is as soon as phase 2 happens, which is you can have crowds of 50 or less, I'm gonna start preparing for the next unopened mic to have it
Well,
immediately.
Dre,
yeah,
I don't know. I
Which
don't know
means the
if you've
studio will
heard
be open
about
again.
this. I don't know if you've heard about this, you guys as well, but like Orange County is already opening up its beaches to everybody.
In
boo.
Ventura.
So that's starting to happen. I don't know if that's gonna cycle into other counties, but like as of right now, Orange County, you can go to the beach and of course you still want to keep I guess a safe distance, but they're starting to open things up already.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's something that's a sign that that's going to continue in other counties right now. But
I'm gonna
as of right now, LA County, nah, shut down still.
I'm gonna look out for the health of everybody, and I'm gonna do whatever I need to do, whether it be wipe down,
Excellent.
keep shit. But I try to keep shit orderly and clean, anyways. It's not mayhem, and
Yeah.
it's just a restroom situation. I might have to do something different or have to cut it off
Just
temporarily.
pee on the floor.
Yeah, I don't know. Something's
It's
different.
old school.
But
Just in your
Old
mouth.
school.
if you guys
Hit each other.
if you guys are here, I'm trying my best to make you guys safe.
Hey, thank you.
That is much appreciated. Thank you for that.
Mm.
So then let me ask this question to the rest of you guys. We
Sir.
just talked about beaches
Hey,
being open.
hey, hold
in
on.
Orange
I just remembered something. Hey, it's funny you said because
Huh.
the only person that's been here so far since the quarantine is VIP Fix. He's come here twice and recorded. And it's funny is both
That
times.
dirty motherfucker.
Exactly.
God.
Both times my girl was like, "Why did you let him in here? What
Like,
the fuck?"
he has the Rona. Like, he is Corona.
delivered-
He started it.
He delivers
I'm
for
not,
Amazon.
No, I'm not saying he's patient 0, but that motherfucker's like 1 or 2 right there. Dude.
Hey, he's patient
all those
19.
Amazon packages, bro. Like it was
Exactly.
just oh god. Yeah. If anybody did contract it from this whole network, it would be Will.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
He is
Yeah.
bat soup, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
No. Oh, Yeah.
We're about to
VIP,
get a
like, and
call.
subscribe.
Expect the call.
Yeah.
I know we're about to get a car right now.
He's about to bombard our spot right now.
All right.
Shit.
But no, my question was, I know you guys are probably like really eager to get back out there and just do regular things in regular life. What is one of the first things that you would like to do once life comes back to some sort of normalcy? What's something that you guys are looking forward to? What's the first thing you want to do?
Buffet, bro.
Huh?
I'm gonna say motherfucking buffet. I'm gonna be out and say buffet. I mean, some of that
All right.
seafood buffet, or
Buffet's
we
gonna
can go
take a while
to
to get back,
Vegas.
though.
Vegas is gonna be wild. Let me tell you why. They're gonna open up and they're gonna be like, we need to recoup all those losses. Let's give you $50 nights at the chateau,
Hell yeah.
whatever.
True.
Yes, sign me up.
And a bag of cocaine. What's up? Like,
Let's party.
So what you're saying is you're gonna go to Vegas. That's what you're saying. That's what you
I
want.
mean, if we get another
Some of the
stimulus,
If
right?
the price is right.
damn,
If
dude.
the price is right. I mean, think about it.
Sure.
If you can get one of those $50, $60, $70 buffets for like $40, that pays for itself. I think
Beat us.
Vegas has a lot to offer, but I kind of enjoy a little bit of gambling, pools, brew, walking around drunk, and
Yeah.
the food.
No, yeah,
I mean-
definitely.
So pretty much everything in Vegas. All right.
Yeah.
They
Like,
said-
let's face it.
They said
that's what I-
prostitutes.
Yeah.
My
That
bad.
goes
Yeah, that's
without
right. Do that.
saying. And
Honestly-
I think I'm not really sure of how legal it is, but I think you can enjoy the bunny ranch. That's what I was talking about. No. Cannabis. I think you can, like, there's designated
You just
areas
can't.
you can smoke.
Well, from the last time that I went out there, which I think was in holy crap, I can't believe it. It was
Oh wow.
May of last. No, yeah, May. It was May of last year. It was a year ago. Last time I was out there, and the weed thing was more or less like you just couldn't do it in public. Like, you can't,
for sure.
can't be getting high on the strip. Like you're not supposed to. You're not supposed
like
to.
alcohol here. Like alcohol
Gotcha,
here.
gotcha.
Motherfuckers were getting lit at every corner. Like it didn't matter.
Okay. You just
Yeah.
you couldn't get stupid.
Right.
Don't be
Right.
stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But anyway,
nah.
that's Jimmy. Jimmy wants to go to Vegas. Jason, what about you?
Ah,
What do you want to
shit.
do?
Honestly, I
First-
don't blame Jimmy for that whole buffet idea. That's fucking beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful
yeah,
thing, man.
yeah.
Buffet.
Yeah.
You know, us big guys, we appreciate a good buffet. But honestly, not so much a buffet, but just going out to have a nice dinner. Maybe take out my
Okay.
girl, going out, doing
Alright.
that thing, the romantic thing. I would love.
Ooh.
I miss that stuff, man. I do.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
not being able to go out, not being able to do anything, it sucks, man. And then
Sure.
we have all these plans, and we can't do them right now. So I'm excited to get the fuck out, and go to those open places again, man. And have a nice dinner, have a nice time.
Yeah, I hope your
feel
your
that.
window's not
Wait.
open because you're yelling that shit out loud. You're like, I miss my girl.
It's true, man. I don't give a fuck. Let everybody hear. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
All
And
three
what's his,
people watching.
What's
and
his
what's
name?
his name again?
What happened?
I said, what's his name?
His name is Raimundo.
Mundo.
His name is Christina.
He's
Ah.
Barber.
Yeah. What about you?
So honestly, dude, as soon as everything, goes back to as soon as the ordinance is lifted and we're all allowed to go back out, I'm probably gonna fucking stay my ass home for another 2 weeks and see how many of you fuckers die before I go back out there again.
It's a good plan.
I'm just saying, bro, it's gonna be resurgence. You know what I mean? Like, there's bound
Oh,
to
I
be
see.
somebody who's gonna contract
Yeah.
again. But there's an
You think it'll
there's an
come back?
interesting thing that I was talking to. Well, here's the thing: is that it's bound to. I think now that this is part of our biology, it's part of our everyday life now. I don't think it just goes away. I don't think so. I don't think you get down to absolute zero cases. I don't think that's how that works.
I mean, once it's out, right? You can't.
Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think eventually a couple cases will come back, and that sort of thing. Will they be lethal? It depends on who contracted, and just like it is now, like
if we're looking at the numbers right now,
let's see.
we have
Numbers.
total confirmed, I guess around globally, or I guess I don't know what that 2,970,705 total confirmed cases. We're number one still at 965,000 cases, and
We're number one.
Spain is number two,
206
226,000 cases.
España.
Italy with 197,000 cases, 206,000 deaths. That's not cool. And total, what it says here, total tests conducted in the U.S. 5,441,000. So just a few numbers, whatever that means to you. Hearts, what is it? Condolences to those 206,495 souls, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. That's
Cheers to our dead.
yeah, man. It's kind of crazy, man. You think about
Pour some
this.
out for the homies.
Oh yeah. Hey, there you go, Doug.
Hey, right onto your keyboard. Pour some out.
Hey, Layman's Word said you give great hugs, and then Layman's Word said that shit was stupid packed. I saw pictures, and then he said make plans and cancel them.
Damn.
Excuse me. Like all of that.
All of that.
Hey, so
all of that in context doesn't make sense.
Not sure what you're saying, Eddie.
So in New York, it was brought to my attention that people are being tested for antibodies.
Oh wow.
For coronavirus, and apparently 1 in 7 people were randomly tested for antibodies, and out of that 1 in 7, 1 in 5 people tested had antibodies. So of those, yeah.
Wow.
So there's people in New York already whose biology and bodies are changing and developing antibodies to this virus.
There you
which
go.
leads you, if it's already that way in New York City, is it that way here in Los Angeles? Have we already gone through this? Have some of us who could have potentially been asymptomatic have already had it and passed it and successfully survived it without ever even knowing it?
I am a big believer in that. Yes, most definitely.
To the beginning stages of the pandemic, I had a dry cough that was described.
Wait, hold on. Your mic keeps going in and out, man.
Bueno.
Hello?
Yo.
Aló. Aloha.
No se oye nada.
Oh, ahora sí ya se ve tu pinche voz de mierda. Oh, I mean, what's up, dude?
Hey, welcome back.
Yeah, so what I was saying, these sons of bitches, asshole, piece of shit fuckers, you goddamn fuckers, was that at the beginning of this whole thing, like I had a fever. It wasn't 101. I didn't die from it, right? Like it wasn't anything out of the ordinary for me. I just had one evening where I just felt a little hot, and it wasn't very warm out. But I also had, like a few days where I had a cough, nothing serious, nothing that I would consider worth me going in to see a doctor for. Again, nothing out of the norm. But after seeing that, I wondered, like, man, what if this has already gone through, my body, my family here? Like, what if we've already just kind of gone through the motions of it all, and it's already been the worst that it could be for us here? And that's kind of a positive thing that I'm carrying right now, is hoping that the worst is over and that we're able to continue life and move on.
Yeah. No, yeah, most definitely, man. The great thing about our bodies and our biology is that just like a virus that is always like mutating and changing into something else, our bodies do the same thing. So once it's introduced into some new virus, then our bodies try its very best to adapt to it. And then I think that's exactly what happened to a lot of people already. I'm thinking, I don't know for sure, but I'm thinking I already had it back in December. In December, I was really sick. I went to
You
the
were
doctor.
disgusting.
I was disgustingly sick, and I went to the doctor, and I took medication, and I fought a really hard cold, man, with the temperature, and I think that was probably it. And now, I'm going through everything. Everybody's in quarantine, and I've been kind of careless, like not. I've been, going out in my car, going to my parents' house.
Spitting in people's mouths.
Spitting in people's mouths all the time, and no, but the thing is, like,
That's funny because remember we all thought it was diabetes back then.
True. True.
That's
I
I didn't realize it was Corona.
We just
but-
needed a shot. We thought you needed just a shot.
no, but I think like for a lot of people, they've built an immunity already, and so they have nothing to worry about it. That doesn't mean that they can't fucking spread it either. That doesn't mean that they can't spread it. They can still spread it to others that haven't built the immunity. But
And that was my fear the whole time, was not catching it, but spreading it out to people, because I come in contact with a lot of people. So that's what was my fear, is spreading the
A lot
virus.
of dirty people.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Dirty.
like
Hey,
Vicks.
Hey, Layman's World said that the first thing he'll do is make plans just so he could cancel them. First thing he'll do. And he's talking about the beaches of HP being packed.
I like that.
No, yeah, it's already happening, man. Like the population is already tired of being in quarantine, and I don't know if it's the best idea right now. But honestly, I'm really nobody to say yes or no that they should let the people out or not. I think.
Do you think you should? Do you think people should be let out now? Like, do you think everything should be open, including you?
Nah, not right now. Not right now. But
Eventually.
Eventually, we have to get to some point where we can't just be stuck in our houses for fucking 50 fucking years or anything like that. Nah, we eventually want to get some normalcy back in life, but right now, no.
So what is the end all be all, and like what is going to be our official cutting ceremony? Ribbon cutting ceremony. Like,
Yeah.
how do we just say, all right, guys, the world's back on, game on, game on, game on.
Corona.
Back inside, everybody.
Yeah.
Game
Nah.
on.
Inside.
You know what? I mean, it's not really up to us. Who is responsible? And I'm not asking who. I'm saying who, like the World Health Organization.
No.
They would probably be the ones that would determine.
Once the governors
Gates.
or the mayor says phase 2 is in progress, which is 50 people or less, I'm being like, yo, everybody, we're back in business. Wash your hands at the door.
Damn.
Taking temperatures at the door. Gonna sanitize everything, but come back, please. I got masks, I got gloves. Don't worry about it. Come back.
Yeah.
Hey, but did you bring condoms?
No.
Nah.
Hey, but did
because we
you
don't need that part.
Each finger needs one.
did you see the CDC report? It was so profane they had to apparently SNL. It was so profane they had to like dumb it down for them to be able to say it on TV. But you can't eat ass because you could catch something. You can have sex, but you can't eat ass. It doesn't transmit through semen, but it will transmit through your shit.
Damn.
I'm out.
So just semen for you guys.
well.
I guess.
I guess
I guess
gotta
I'm
stick to
okay.
that.
It's a healthy alternative.
Back to the grind.
I guess I'm at risk.
I
then.
knew I was immune.
Ah, shit.
Hey, this whole time I thought I was just immune.
I thought I was preparing exactly for that.
I know. I thought built an immunity with eating fucking tierra.
Yeah, for real.
Okay, guys. So check it out, man. We got this email to our official JAG show, right? So I'm reading it right now. Someone sent us an email asking for our help.
He's not reading shit.
Okay.
Somebody sent us a fucking email?
I'm hacking into our website right now.
He's making this shit off the screen.
Okay.
All right,
of
go.
course I'm reading it off the screen. I'm not a
Was
mind
that
reader.
Was that a typing soundbite? Are you
no,
typing on a
that's my-
fucking typewriter?
You like it? You like it? Check it out, guys. All right. So I'm gonna nerd out on you guys in a bit.
All right.
Check this out. Oh, baby.
Oh,
Dude, why are
That's
your
my
keys?
baby. That's my
why are your-
gaming.
Why are your
That's my
keys so
gaming
big?
keyboard.
that's your
Because they're
gaming.
listen. That's my gaming keyboard. Listen to this.
It's mechanical.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Sounds like a robot jacking off.
It's essentially that. That's what it's doing to my ears. I just love it.
It sounds
Yeah.
dope. Hey, little soothing sounds, huh? Like old
Little
school
soothing sounds. Oh, I love it. It's like the old school keyboards, like from the
yeah.
library.
I like that sound
Clack,
too.
clack,
Hell yeah.
clack. Oh,
Yeah, that's why I
love
thought it was a typewriter.
That's just
Yeah.
comforting.
It's mechanical.
I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, Angel, they
Oh.
actually spend a lot of money to get one of those. It's not cheap.
That's crazy. That you
Yeah.
would get something that you would pay a lot of money for something that's older
It's not actually.
or like an
I mean,
older
it's
tech.
new.
It's more reliable, and it's I use it for gaming.
It lasts
I'm a nerd.
longer?
Huh?
It lasts longer. Is that what
It'll
we're trying
last
to say
so
right now?
long. It could take a couple million keystrokes. Each one could take a couple million
What do you-
keystrokes
what do you-
before it gives out. I'm
That's
sorry?
What, that's what she
What do
said.
you play?
Huh?
What do you use to play? What do you use
Um,
it for? You
Oh,
play?
I use it for everything. I mean, we could get on it. We could do a little gaming stream later on. Catch me on Twitch, Metalface J.
Answer the
Whatever.
question, bitch.
Yeah,
Oh, I
bitch.
play everything, man. Let me see. Let me check out my
Yeah,
list.
mierda.
Name one game, dog.
Brawlhalla,
Name one.
Counter Strike.
If we could
Responding
cross
to
platform, if we could cross platforms, PS4,
Cross streams.
and yeah, if we could cross streams on Brawlhalla, I'll whoop your ass so hard.
Oh, I've never
You
even
wish.
played
I will
I wish.
destroy
Y'all wish.
You could
Y'all
do
wish.
your
uh,
butthole.
Fortnite.
Y'all wish.
Fortnite with
Y'all wish.
PS4 and
Ooh,
PC.
I'll start with Fortnite. Thank you.
You could do probably Warzone. I think
Oh,
you
I'm
could-
down.
Oh,
You could do
I heard about
Warzone.
Warzone.
I'm down.
I don't
down.
like Fortnite though.
Let's get in.
I keep a list. I keep an eye on the list because playtime. That's all we got. We got to be a slave to that list because everybody has different systems all the time.
I'm down to
Nice.
for a cross-platform.
Our next-
Any day.
Our next game is either gonna be Rocket League or MK11.
Oh,
I like Rocket League.
Yeah.
I have
Like
no
rock.
idea what you guys are talking about. Everything's.
Google it, Dad.
Come on,
Uh,
come on, Officer Dubois.
Come
uh,
on. Stop resisting Dubois.
Stop.
God damn it.
Fucking
Just get on the
Chase.
fucking curve.
Stop
Get back to the
resisting.
curve, sir.
Oh man,
he
that's
looks like the
fucked.
big boss man's son. Like he's coming to the ring.
Big boss, man.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Boss, man.
Fuck. Sorry.
Let's just get to the.
He looks like the boss at the end of a cheeseburger level.
Yeah. Damn. Got him. Got him.
Hey.
All right.
All
Here
right,
we go.
all right. I'm sorry.
So
Hey, your hair
going
looks
back
great.
to
Hey, your hair looks great. Don't worry about it, man.
Say your name.
It cuts us off. Fuck.
It sounds like it cuts us off, but I would love to hear. Yeah, it probably does.
I don't know. All
right.
Jimmy, let's get to that letter. Yeah.
So
Hey.
this person sent us all right. It's titled "Did I Move Across Realities?" Now I've been drinking, so bear with me.
Oh shit.
It says
And the answer
so
is yes.
about 8 years ago, the year started going to hell. I feel like we all know that. This, I believe, is my first movement. Then I got into a pretty bad car accident and was knocked out. I felt a friendly presence, saw a yellow-like light, and I was told that my time wasn't up yet. I came to. Everything seemed slightly different, like if everything in your house was moved to another direction or another. I can't explain it, but something happened. Let's see. Yeah, please help me out, Jagsters. You're my only hope. Again, we're not. We don't know shit about shit or
There's
anything.
A million things you can do before you hit us up.
Google is the first
Hey,
step.
Actually, Corona's
I mean-
they grew Corona with Corona. We might be their only hope with Corona now. Shit.
Just wash
Okay,
your hands and stay
so
home.
wait a-
Okay.
So this guy, he feels like something was different after the accident.
Yeah. So okay, it says. I guess because they're jumping a little bit, they've had two movements, if you will. The first one was back in 2012. The second one was got into a bad car accident, was knocked out, felt a friendly presence, saw a yellow-like light, and was told that the time wasn't up yet. And when they came to, everything seemed slightly different. Say you left your car here, now it's there. Say you left your TV, against the door, now it's up
Shit
against the
happens to me all
wall.
the time.
You think
Well,
so? Like just little things that kind of make you think that you're in an alternate reality. Do you think it's his or her mind, or did they slip into this reality in their car, in their vehicle?
that's a good question. I mean, when the thing about it is like we don't we have a lot of things that go into play when we're talking about like alternate realities. Like we're talking about like the Mandela effect taking place,
Which I
where
believe in.
yeah. Honestly, it's a pretty trippy phenomenon that like happens, amongst thousands and thousands of people that remember something one way, and other people remember it a completely different way. So I believe like when something like that happens, like some sort of trauma, it could be that you get transferred into an altered universe, which is they call like heaven or hell or whatever, the afterlife. And
Yeah.
then if it is not your time and you come back, you could be placed accidentally. And I'm not saying that heaven or anything or the afterlife fucks up all the time, but maybe sometimes they mess it up a little bit and they stick you back into like some other fucking world where slight differences that most people notice, but they're very, very slight. It's not huge changes. Like you're not dying poor and coming back rich or anything like that. But
Okay.
I believe that happens. And I think that guy, I mean, shit. I think he just has to adapt, honestly. Like, there's really nothing that he can do, like to go back to what he considered his old life anymore, if that's the case. Like, I'm thinking he's just gonna have to like accept the changes, and whenever he encounters another change, he's gonna have to realize it, and then
Just go with the flow.
just go with the flow, man. I wish we could do something else. Hey, Angel, what do you think, man?
I'm just gonna give the biggest piece of advice that I can for a situation like this. Put the pookie down, bro. Put that shit away. It's not good for you, my guy. If you've got your fucking couch shifting from one end of your bedroom to the other and you don't remember that shit, you might need to fucking put the drugs down, G. I'm just saying, stop it.
No,
Have a drink, smoke some weed, but stop fucking with that broken glass. That shit is killer.
I did read a study once that was talking about people that have had like near death experiences.
Shout out Jay Wolvie, just joining us on the chat.
Shout out.
But like they measured their fucking brains and how they light up whenever they fucking like those people, and how different their brain lights up whenever they're thinking about the afterlife. They have been altered in some way. A lot of people think they come back very different, and that's exactly what I think happened to this guy, man. He's coming back, and it could be his life is very different, and he has just like a whole new perspective, because that's very traumatizing, and so I mean, who wouldn't come back with a different perspective of life?
That's true.
Jimmy, what do you think?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. First, I would try to find some sort of connection to your previous life. Sort of, if things are that drastic and that different, try to find a connection to your past life or something that doesn't make sense. But at that point, like, what really can you do? It's just like Jason said, just go with the flow, roll with the punches. This is your new life now. You have Corona. Enjoy.
Hey, man, you never know. I mean, shit. If what would you do, Angel? What would be the first thing that you would do if you felt you experienced something like that? You had a bad accident. and you woke up and your light is a little different. Like let's just say, I don't know.
Like you went to look for Heather, and she's like, "Who are you, sir? Get
Yeah.
away from me,
Uh,
mace you."
that's a big change though, but yeah.
It's a pretty significant change. And first, I would have find out the first thing that I would do is tell that bitch to put the pookie down. Put the fucking pookie down.
Who are you? Get away from me. This isn't
You know?
you.
God damn it. How many times I fucking told you don't do that with the kids in the house? God damn it. Jesus.
You're fucking right, man. You're fucking right.
She's like, Jesus, Angel, always talking about the poogie. Shut up.
In all seriousness, right? Like that's kind of I don't know, man. It would take you you'd be discombobulated walking into
For
a
sure.
situation that grave, and you wouldn't know what exactly is going on. But if after trying and trying over and over again, this person doesn't recognize you, you know, where are the kids? Are the kids there? Can I speak to them? Do they recognize me? They don't fucking know me either. Wait a minute, what's going on? Time to pull out the cell phone. Let me start calling some contacts. Hey, do you know who the fuck I am? Right? Like, is it just is it my name just different? Does somebody just, you know, take my body? Like what is the deal here? Because you never know, bro. You never know what's going on, right? Like in a situation like that, it's pretty crazy to think about where your reality is no longer the same thing anymore. You're just in another dimension. Everything around you looks the same, but it's not. And so for me, it's almost like when you have those dreams, right? I've had so many dreams where I am a particular character in a situation, and it's not necessary. It's never me. Like the face, it's not me.
Really?
I'm the consciousness, but it is not my likeness.
You're the driver,
Makes sense.
but
I'm
it's
the
a different
driver,
car.
but it's
You're
a different
just
body.
You're just in the machine, but your soul is you. Okay.
Like,
Man,
I know
that's crazy.
Like I know it's me, but it sure as hell don't look like me. Like
That's
I'm somebody
crazy.
else.
I've
had
never
that.
tripped with that. Uh-huh.
You know what I just found out recently? Did you guys know that there's hold on, let me remember what they're called. There's people. Let me ask you a question. When you guys imagine something, can you guys see it?
When I imagine something,
In my mind's eye,
you close your eye, in your mind's eye, you can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, pink
Yeah.
elephant.
Did you know that there's a small percentage of people that have aphantasia, and they cannot do that?
Yeah.
really,
They just
Yeah.
can't. For the
That
life of
makes
them, they
sense.
cannot.
that makes sense because I saw recently that there are a group of people, a small percentage of people that can't hear their inner voice in their head.
Yes, their inner dialogue. Yep.
Yeah, their inner
Sociopaths.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that, you know, if there are people that can't hear themselves speaking, where, you know, can't hear their inner voice, then yeah, why can't there be people that can't fucking imagine something when, you know, they're thinking something in their third eye or in their inner
But
eye.
If I didn't have an inner voice, then I would be arrested so many times.
I believe that. You heard that,
I
ladies
could
and
just
gentlemen.
imagine Dre saying things out loud randomly in the street. Cocksucker.
So many charges. So many charges.
Indecent exposures to
Amongst others.
Penis.
I'm about to show this bitch my dick.
without thinking. No,
How do you
not
guys-
even like
How do you
now.
guys know what's in my head already? Not as slick as I thought. Fuck.
Oh man, I just pictured Dre
I'm blushing.
skating down the street wearing nothing but a backpack. Oh
Backpack
man.
and a beanie. Damn.
But anyway, sorry.
Hey, was Jay Wolvie talking about me
my
clapping them
apologies,
cheeks?
my apologies.
Wait a minute.
I took that conversation way off the rails. My bad.
All right, go ahead.
The question was, what would I do? Yeah, I don't know what I'd do in a situation like that, but I'd certainly investigate and try to figure things out. And if it does end up that I'm not, that I'm not in this reality, then you have a real question on your hands. Like, what do? Do you try to put yourself back into the reality that you once knew and try to reconnect, or rather connect with people all over again? Or do you fuck off and start a new life because you've been given this opportunity to restart.
Well, that just depends on what kind of life you had before. Like, if you had a shit life, then hell no, you're not going to reconnect with any of those people. Maybe one or two, but otherwise, I'm the fuck out of here. Fuck these people.
But if you connect with one person, like if you
Huh?
connect with one person, it should connect you to others, right? Like you will eventually reconnect with many of people.
Right.
You're introducing yourself back into a certain circle. So what I'm saying is, do you even bother, even with one person, or do you just completely move?
That's what I meant. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
at
I
this
meant.
point,
Like,
for me, Jimmy, say for example, for Jimmy and I,
Uh-huh.
we have kids. So there would be a 5-year-old person who would have, or a 6-year-old person who would have no idea who the fuck I am, and I have to now reintroduce myself to this person, and that's even if they let me.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's a scary thought. And then the scariest thing that you have to think about is if you took a blood test in this new world, would that still?
But think about that for a second.
Man.
Think about how bananas it is to be a
Right.
person asking for a paternity test for a
Right.
child or a person who have no idea who the fuck
They
you
have
are.
No idea who you are. No
That's a
recollection.
sci-fi movie, dude. That's a fucking
Yeah,
sci-fi.
yeah. That's a good one
You
too.
heard it here first.
Crazy.
Jag Radio. Sorry.
There was I don't know if you guys remember this show called Sliders back in the day. This homie had like a remote
Sliders.
control, and he would just
Uh-huh.
open a portal, right?
That's,
And he jumped
Jerry-
in with
Jerry
the
O'Connor.
yeah, and like he jumped in the portal with like 4 other
Uh-huh.
homies, and so now he's like, oh, we got to get to our dimension home. Well, which one's our dimension home? I don't know. So they go through different dimensions. It's like Rick and Morty before it was Rick and Morty. They didn't deal with time. They dealt with different dimensions. So you were sliding into different parts of Southern California. I'm sorry, it was San Francisco. So you were dealing with different versions of San Francisco that they would slide into. And so sometimes they would get into quirky adventures. Sometimes it would be like a fascist state, and they're just like, give me your portal gun. And like they got to find ways to get out into another dimension. There was also a nice, like a super cool episode where they get back to the home dimension, right? But the Jerry O'Connell, the guy, he's like, nah, man, this isn't it. This isn't it. I feel it. This isn't it. This isn't my home. He goes, he says something about there's a detail. My gate doesn't squeak when I open it. That's how I know this isn't the right house. So then they slide into the portal towards the next portal. Now there's a reason why they had to, because once you opened that portal into the next one, you had to jump into that one before it closed, and that was closed forever. So he was like, nah, all right, we got to go. So they go, and then the mom comes out, and she's like, oh, I'm glad I fixed that thing with, like, that squeaky door with, like, WD-40 or whatever.
I was just going to say, really? This will hung it all up on the fact that the gate wasn't squeaky.
Yeah.
And I was like, and somebody might have just... I was going to interrupt, but I was like, I'm going to let him finish. So
yeah,
that's
and it's
hilarious,
exactly
dude.
that. Like,
That's
she had fixed
hilarious.
it with WD-40, and it was his home world. So he fucked himself. It's a good story.
And he can never come back. That's it.
Yeah. Well, he's under the impression that that's not his home world.
The thing is, the remote is broken somehow. It explains it at the beginning. The remote breaks, and that's why they keep flopping into different dimensions, but not.
Oh, because he can't like enter home coordinates, right, or some shit.
Exactly. And there was an episode. That show was pretty cool, but like there was an episode where they go into this world where the population is really, really fucking low, and the reason that the population was really low is because
Trump was in office.
They were injecting Lysol.
No, but
I had to get that in there.
No, but the thing is, like, whenever somebody won the lottery, it meant that they were going to be fucking killed. They were going to be executed, and that was the lottery in that fucking dimension for some reason or another. But it's scary to think about. Like, what if the person that sent us that email was
a slider?
As a slider,
it's
and
fucking Jerry O'Connell.
Oh my god.
Coronavirus world, like
so
that.
much sense.
I saw the funniest meme the other day. It was a time traveler Hey, what year is this? Oh, it's 2020. Oh, the first year of the coronavirus? And you're like, first year? What? By the way, shout out to Camo.
Camel toe.
Yeah. And he said, Jay Wolvie said, clapping them cheeks, I guess. Getting back to clapping them cheeks and finding your own identity. Jason's going to...
Jay Wolvie's gonna go peg somebody.
Hey, Selfish Hour said, "Fuck off and move on. We are getting older. We need something new to grow. Leave the past behind."
Yeah, I mean, at that point, if you didn't know how to get back, it's just move forward.
And that's the thing, though, man. Like, again, like if I was, if it was single me coming back, and it was just myself, you know what I mean? It might be easy to go ahead and do that kind of stuff. But then you really start to think about people that you had connections with, right? Like, think about the fact that, like you and I said it again, you and I, our daughters, right? Like, we're gonna lose out on them completely. But take it a step further. What about your moms? You know what I mean? What about your sisters, your siblings? Like you're legitimately leaving it off. They don't know you. They don't know you. You know? Fool, we're gonna end up with Alex back on the show. No.
Oh! And then we disappear. We just fade.
We just slide out.
That's the nuclear option. That's when I'm like, all right, you guys are on your own, and I walk away.
That's crazy.
Hey, we should set up a special guest. We'll have him set up a silhouette with like a voice changer.
What's up? What was this? What was this stupid fucking? What was that shit he would say all the time?
About
We're not talking about cannibalistic anal cavities.
Take a letter and talk all that shit that didn't make sense.
We're not talking about alienated anal cysts.
All right.
Sorry.
That fool got banned for being creepy. I just want to put that on the record.
Is he the one and only in existence?
You know what's funny though? Being part of the Super Audio Network, all we are is like nasty and dirty and creepy. But you have to cross the line to be bad.
Yeah.
Super Audio Network.
Yeah.
You have to fucking cross the line and then keep rocking like fucking 20 miles in order to get back.
Oh, so funny, dude.
Jason and him are the reason we came up with this. Red dot.
Shout out Macharo.
Damn, I wonder what's up with that guy. He's in like some other fucking world right now. He's doing his thing, That's great.
He emailed
Shout out
us.
to that
That's
guy.
actually the name.
He's not a rapper anymore? Damn.
He's in another dimension.
Move forward.
All right. So, I do have a couple of videos that I wanted to show.
There's no time.
There's no time? Oh, damn. All right.
I was like, damn, you guys got time, but fuck, I guess not.
I just started doing it myself. Let me tell you. Oh man.
God damn it. Missed another one.
Hey, by the way, Dre, before we move on to the videos, where we at with this competition? Are we out? Are we officially out?
Oh, did we get out yet?
Hey, I want to ask you guys. You guys didn't even put up a fight for the second round, huh? For the second phase.
To be honest with you, no.
I knew it.
You
guys threw in the towel.
No.
I know why. Because we had that argument. You threw in the towel. I get it. I took the fun out of it. I took the fun out of it.
I wasn't gonna keep going.
Say it.
To some degree, I just didn't want to spend the time or the energy on trying to do that. And yeah, I'm like, okay, let's just let it happen. It will be what it will be. But I did notice something, Ray.
Yeah.
I did notice something. You made it to where your stories weren't shareable. That was
really?
kind of cold, man.
I don't know how that stuff works. I tagged you guys.
How else were we supposed to get people to come through?
Hey,
if we can't share the story.
I don't. First of all, I don't know how that stuff works. I'm sorry I didn't share it. You gotta explain to me how to do that for the next one. And number two, I tagged you guys for this one so people could see the shit. I tagged it,
yeah.
but it
Yeah,
doesn't matter,
because
man.
it's
We know who's gonna win.
I
We
mean,
know
it
who's
is
gonna
what
win.
it is. You know, it's all good. It's all good. If I was gonna lose to any intro, to lose to playtime,
B-Pack.
I mean, it's to lose to B-Pack. You're right. To lose to B-Pack, it's all good, bro. It's all good. That's a lot.
It's all B-Pack, not
I'll
me.
take that.
I'll take it like a man.
Hey, but we all know who's gonna win, man. We all know who's gonna win.
We do. We
Who
all
got it? Who's got the lock?
Hey, you know which one
Yeah.
it is. Come on. Which one is it?
I don't even know.
All right.
I don't even
You're
know.
gonna have to find
I
out.
don't even
Stay
know.
tuned.
Damn. You know what? You know what? Right now, Angel, that you fucking did that whole thing like this, fool. Like you fucking little bow and shit. That's another thing that I have to get used to during this whole thing is like not shaking hands. I went on a job interview not too long ago, and it was like it was an in-person job interview. But you know, with limitations, of course, we had to stay kind of apart, and I couldn't shake hands. So like after the interview was done, instead of shaking his hand, I went like this for some reason. I went like this, and then after that, I walked away, and that was fucking weird. Like, why did I do that?
Be
Like,
well, bro.
yeah. Be one with yourself. Like, I don't know. I have to get used
Don't
to
do
that.
the voice though. Don't do the voice.
And he just went, oh, Jason Dubois.
Yeah.
That was the elimination.
Sure.
That was not even Asian. He's like the Steven Seagal of interviews.
I don't know why I did that though, but I thought that was fucking. It was weird.
So I still have to interact with people at my work.
Yep.
And one of the things.
Thank
that
you again for those
we
stools,
have to
man.
do-
Thank you again.
No worries, no worries. Everybody in America is thanking me for all kinds of shit because the thing that we sell the most is home storage solutions. So people all over the place are ordering our stuff like crazy. It's amazing how busy my company is right now. No thanks to me whatsoever. None. I had nothing to do with setting that up. I just make sure the ponds move. You know, like that's at the end of the day. That's just what I mean. I help out in the best way that I can, but I had nothing to do with the planning of all the sales. Like man, and it's crazy right now. But anyway, I digress. The point was, I still have to talk to people all the time. I have to talk to truckers, I have to truck drivers, right? Like kind of coordinate and do things with people. Yeah. So when I run into them all the time, like for me, like I can't thank them. They don't see my mouth anymore. Like they don't see, right? Like that I'm saying thank you from afar. They're driving these big ass diesel trucks and I'm asking them, I'm telling them where to go. I'm like Dock 5, like, or Dock 6, like, and then I have to tell them thank you. Like I do this and then I walk off. Like that's my thank you. Like,
yeah. No, better than this one. You used to do this one a lot.
All the time.
Like this one.
Hey.
Right.
Thank you.
Hey, but
right here, dog.
Peace.
Right here, homie.
Hey, but Angel, do you get that? Do you get the middle fingers a lot when you tell them they can't use your restroom?
That's a negative because in our warehouse, right at our entrance, what we've done is we've taken the women's restroom in the warehouse, which is never used by women. No one ever uses that restroom. Ever.
They're forced to do it out there.
When the ladies ask to use the restroom, we take them to the one inside the office because no one, like before. Long story short is we used to split that place with another tenant, and it was their restroom that they were responsible for cleaning. We have now converted that restroom into a driver restroom, so the drivers can go in there and use that restroom and that restroom only.
Wow, that's amazing.
Because dude, they're out there all the time. And for us to say no to them, it's pretty fucked up. Like some of these guys are gonna end up. What they're gonna end up doing is they're gonna end up finding a place in our yard. In our yard, they're gonna piss on our building. It's gonna be worse for us. They're gonna take a dump. You know what I mean? Like on something that's on our property. So why would we want to do that? By all means, let's be humane and let's give these guys an opportunity to expel.
Hey, they can't come in our building. So one guy was like, "Yo, what do you want me to do? I drop off the load. You should let me come in." And I was like, "I can't." He goes, "What do you want me to do?" I go, "There's a railroad tracks right there." Papa Squat. Like,
Dude, I feel bad. I feel bad for a lot of drivers right
Me
now,
too,
man. Like
I
they
do.
can't get fast food. Like
nope.
there's so many places that are only offering drive-through, and
I
you
have a
can't put a
homie.
semi
Nope.
through a drive-through,
Yep.
dog.
Yeah,
Like you
I'll
can't
have
do
a
that.
homie who picks up money for quote unquote money
Prostitute.
company. Yeah, no, they do the armor
Did you
trucks.
just say money company?
Yeah, because I don't want to say the name. You know what I mean?
What's the
You were
name?
thinking about it, though.
What's the
Yeah, I
name?
was like,
What's
I
the
have a
name?
friend who works at the money store.
money place.
mean
at
a
the money
fucking
pickup
bank?
store. And
Is it
so at
like-
this
Place
money
with
pickup
the money?
place,
Like a
they
quickie
said,
loan? Like a quick loan? Like
no, I'm sorry. I'm talking about armored trucks. They
Yeah.
pick up money at different locations.
Oh,
Well,
Oh, so like
any-
a drinks or a fucking what is
money
it?
movers.
Yeah.
that's the name. That's the name of his business.
Drinks.
Money,
I get it.
yeah, we're gonna call them that. We're gonna call them Money Movers Incorporated. So these people, drive around in these armored trucks. They pick up this money, whatever. They used to get all these hookups all the time. They used to get the bathrooms, blah blah blah, because they collect their money. Now it's no go. Poor guys, man. They are out there. They're like pissing in their Gatorade bottles, and yeah, it's crazy.
You can
Drinking
confirm that
it.
they're pissing Gatorade bottles?
I mean, I can't confirm or deny it, but I
Let
heard
me-
stories.
Well, you can confirm, yeah.
I've got a story for you. I used
All
to work
right.
for DirecTV, and when I was doing one of the houses, I'm struggling to remember if it was either in PV or Norco. I don't remember, but I do remember that it was developing. So it was houses that were being developed, and so at those houses, at those sites, the restrooms aren't up yet. They weren't built in yet. There's nowhere to go, and the particular construction sites were like pretty far, like from where I was asked to do my work. So there's no running water, so to speak. Like I wasn't able to do anything. So I did take a bottle into my van, and I relieved myself in there. And then after I masturbated, I also peed.
Damn.
Yeah.
What did that look like? It smelled like later.
I mean, dude, it was pretty gnarly. I mean, I feel really bad.
It's right here.
I feel really bad for whoever found that
Drink
on the
some.
property.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Really
Angel.
I was just like, I'm just gonna leave this right here.
Oh.
That's a welcome home present for your new house. Oh, that's disgusting.
Enjoy
Ah.
DirecTV, bitches.
Oh, damn.
Log on to this internet.
All right. Anyway.
So yeah, looping back to the homie. If you're a time traveler, sorry you're stuck here and you
Funny
got corona.
business.
Move forward.
Move forward, man. That's it. That's all you can do.
And if any of you have an opinion, right, they can call in 323-743-3731, ladies and gentlemen.
And if
Or let
anybody
us know in
wants
the
to see
chat.
Jimmy's titties, please feel
yeah.
on.
We're gonna start a Patreon soon, so you know.
Hashtag Jimmy's nipples. Hashtag Jipples.
Jipples.
Hell yeah.
Jipples. That's my OnlyFans page too. Jipples. Hashtag Jipples.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a fucking nickname we should have given you in high school, bro.
Jipples.
Should have hey, what's up, fucking Jipples?
Hey, Jay Wolfie says she wants to work for you guys. She wants you guys to hire her for something. Shout out to Jag Radio. I know how it works.
yeah.
Hire me.
Jag
Hell
Radio.
yeah, that's what's
Damn,
up.
I haven't heard that in a long time. Jag Radio.
Jag
Remember that shit?
Yeah, that was.
I said that shit on this episode, didn't I? Whoops.
Sick.
Yeah.
That's back when you had when you had George. Whatever happened to George?
I don't know, dude. Honestly, I tried calling George not too long ago. And yeah, hey guys.
He
how's
said,
it
"Fuck
going?"
it." He said,
With his
"Fuck
fucking Cuban.
Yeah, that's one thing I liked about George. Aside from super
Cuban
smart
log.
guy, super nice guy. But yeah, he would always bring like some sort of cigar in on the studio, and
Yeah.
I love smoking stogies with him.
Yeah.
And I was trying to call him, but I can't get a hold of the guy.
He
I don't
blocked you.
Damn.
Straight up.
Fucking
then-
blocked that asshole.
And then he said,
Nah.
and then well, at least we didn't get stuck with the fucking pervert. Angel saved us. Came into a broken home like we were beating women, and he's like, "Yo, I'll take care of you. Don't worry. I'm nice."
Hey, who do I slap first? Let's
Hey.
go.
That's
Jay
And then,
Wolfie.
and then Jimmy came after Dad left and went to go get cigarettes and never came back.
All right, muchachos. I'll be
All
back.
right, well,
All
see you
right.
next week.
I'm gonna go get a Cuban. Otro cubano.
Us kids,
Ya tú sabes.
were left in good hands, man. Us kids were left in good hands.
Don't be good, dude.
Hey, so are we gonna hire Jay Wolvie?
Yeah.
Jay Wolfie, you want to talk? We'll talk, and we'll
Our Jagalette, our Jaget.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're making it weird.
She's gonna have to do a Skype interview though. Like,
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I'm down.
Yeah, you have to be a guest now.
yes,
Yeah.
at least once.
I have
At
to
least
be a
once.
guest.
There you go.
You
In
have to
order
be a
to
guest at
part
least
of this-
once, Jay
There you
Wolfie.
go. That's your interview. You have to be a guest in order to get hired by the JAG. There you go.
6 feet distance, though.
There
There's
you go.
this TikTok, and I don't care what you guys say about me having one. There's this TikTok where this lady comes out and she was talking about an interview, and they're like, "Oh, why should we hire you for the position?" And they're like, "Well, you called me. Yeah, if you don't if you don't remember, you had to sign up, and then you called me and asked me to come for this job. So what you mean, why? Because you hiring. That's why."
Yeah.
That's a good enough answer for me. That's great. Because you
Yeah.
hiring.
You know what? You're
It's not
hired.
wrong. You're not wrong. Fuck.
Why should I hire you? Because you hiring?
Yeah.
What was the wackest interview you guys have ever done for a job?
That's never happened.
You've never had a whack interview where you're like,
Negative.
"Fuck, this place is fucking whack. I'm out."
Oh, like they're whack?
Yeah. Like you say.
Oh, I thought you
look
said
it up.
like I'm whack.
No,
Oh,
he's-
and they like get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, like sorry, we don't like your kind around here.
Ooh, hey, you should
Hey.
not even have stepped in
Sorry.
here.
Subway. The door's over there.
No, but you walked in, like you read the description, you sent your resume, whatever, you applied. They said, "Hey, come on over. We're gonna interview." But when you got there, you're like, "Fuck this joint."
Ooh.
That's a good one.
I mean, I've walked into places where it was like that, where you just walked in, you sat down, and you're like, "Man, this. All right, let me see, let me give it a shot." And then as soon as they start giving you the details, like, "No, there's no this, there's no that. You can't do this." But you're like, oh, "Okay, that's cool. So you want the job? You know what? Let me think about it and send me an email. Thank you very much." And you walk out.
I've had a job where it fucking sucked. I like a week in, I found out how horrible the job was itself.
Yeah.
The pay was decent, but doing that particular job, I found out I did not like, and I was horrible at it. And because
Handies.
of those two, yeah, just I'm really bad at handies. But yeah, but that job in particular, I quit like the week in. The week in, I fucking quit. I went up to my boss's office and I was like, you know what? This job isn't what I thought it was going to be. And I appreciate the opportunity, but I'm not going to be able to continue. And then he's like, oh, well, okay, I understand.
That's crazy. I had a job once,
was
like
okay.
literally scamming old people, but I had no idea what was going on until like maybe a week or so before I left. And I don't remember the company name, but they would sell. All right, so most of us are pretty tech savvy, computer savvy enough to know where an ad looks like a scam, so you don't click on it. This company would take advantage of people who didn't know any better. So an ad would pop up and you would say, "Hey, you're getting a free watch. All you have to do is pay shipping and handling. Just click here where it says agree to the terms and conditions." You don't need to read them. And then you put in your credit card number And then so you got a free watch, right, for like your shipping and handling. But then 30 days later, you would get charged $100 a month, and you would get a watch that was worth like $5 every month. So you would join this thing, and you would just get sent a little crappy watch every month for $100. And then you could cancel at any time, of course. But once we sent it out and you opened it, guess what? You just opened a $100 watch.
Fuck. And wait, how did you not know? Like,
Okay, so no.
He knew.
Listen,
yeah, that's
at
what I'm
first,
saying.
at first,
Fucking knew.
I was like, hey,
Dirtbag.
man, whatever. You guys sign. But then I found out that they were doing it with pop-ups. They were throwing up those pop-ups, and people were signing up and weren't reading it. Now, I'm always about, hey, you got to read what you're signing. You got to read what you're into. But in this case, I feel like it was predatory because it offered you all this shit, and people don't usually read the terms and conditions. So they were just, yeah, sign me up, sign me up, sign me up. I mean, I lasted there for like a good 2-3 months before I was like, all right, I gotta switch jobs, because now it started to really like, it wears on your conscience unless you're like bloodthirsty and you don't really give a shit about that. And hey, whatever, you signed that, you're done. But yeah, I walked out on that one. They were assholes too. So they kept you under the thumb, and then that kind of made you keep them under the thumb. It was weird. It was a weird spot, but I walked out of there quick.
Nah, yeah. See, the jobs that you don't want to be a part of, man. Angel, you don't have any job that you were there for like a little bit and you're like, fuck this place?
Not that I was ever like, fuck this place. Like, that was never really the goal. Anytime that I had a job, like, I would, work it.
Yeah, that's me.
You know what I mean? Like, until I found another one. Like, so it wasn't fuck this shit, I'm out. Like, just it's never been like that. I think I was terminated once. But and I honestly could have fought for my job. But I was so arrogant at that time that I was like, man, fuck this place. I'm gonna go fucking find another job at another place. Well, but at that point, I'd already been fired. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like I sat there and was like, man, fuck this place. I'm out of here. Like, it wasn't like that. It was more like, Angel, you're fired. And I'm like, wow, well, fuck this place. Like, it was more like that, like, I got into it really bad at one of my bartending jobs. And I had talked a lot of shit to one of my managers. I came in when I was sick. I called out.
It was like, JC, your customer?
Well, the thing was, is I called out. And I said, hey, I'm not feeling well. I'm going to stay home today. And they're like, well, can you come in and just cover a couple hours while we rotate lunches? And I was like, I would really prefer not to, but if you really absolutely need me to, I will. They're like, that would really help us out. And of course, like a fucking idiot, I went. And I'm like, all right, here I go, right? Like, just want to make good with the bosses. Here I go, fucking sick as fuck. All right, let's get this show on the road.
With the RONA.
So we started
and everything.
rotating lunches, dude. We started rotating lunches, but lunches rotated at probably like the busiest time that the restaurant was open, between that hours of like,
and rotating means like someone else comes in, right?
Rotating lunches means that I came in the door, you go to lunch. Then that person comes back, now you go to lunch. Then that person comes back, now you go to lunch, right? So we're rotating the staff so that someone can always be there.
Okay.
How many people were on shift?
It was only supposed to be 4 bartenders. So I was literally only going to be there for about 2.5 hours. I didn't even make it.
Shit.
I didn't even make it. I had told them.
Were you like, hey, I'm out? Like, hey.
There was just a lot of shit that went wrong that was not my fault. And they kept blaming me. And it was getting on my fucking nerves. And I was like, you guys are coming at me because I'm sick and like I'm not at my best. But even when I'm not at my best, I'm still better than all of you. So get the fuck out of here. Like, don't come at me with that noise. Like, and then I snapped at one of my managers. I was like, and you're supposed to be here in the fucking kitchen making sure that all the food goes out right. Where the fuck have you been all night? You're not sick. And I was just being a dick. Like, I was being a total asshat. I was just being brutal upon brutal. And so my manager didn't take kindly to that. She didn't like the way that I was talking to her. And she's like, you know what, Angel, you can just go home. I was like, fine. I was just fucking supposed to come in here anyway. Like, I fucking bailed, bro. And yeah, and then so the next day I was off, so I didn't have to come to work the next day. But the following day I got a call in the morning. They're like, "Yeah, just do me a favor, don't come in for your shift." And I was like, "Why?" I'm scheduled to work today. They're like, "No, we got it covered. We have an appointment for you to meet with our general manager at that time, Scott. He's coming back from his vacation on Wednesday, so that you can talk about the incident." And I was like,
Scott.
"Oh, okay, for sure." So I come in on Wednesday, and then that Wednesday, and I'm speaking to my general manager, and he's like, "Hey, Angel, so what happened?" And I told him, and I told him as bluntly and as expressively as I have told you guys right now. That's what I told him. I was like, "Dude, I wasn't even supposed to come in. I tried calling out. They didn't let me. They wanted me to come in and fucking rotate lunches." I was like, "I felt like shit." I was like, "Things were late. Things were lagging." I was like, and then they try to blame me for it. I wasn't having that shit. That's bullshit. I was like, so I snapped. I was like, maybe it wasn't appropriate. I was like, but come on, man. Like, they were putting a lot of pressure on me. I was like, and they weren't talking to any of the staff that's going to be here for the rest of the fucking night. Why are you talking to me right now? Like, I'm just the filler, bro. You know?
Still fucking heated.
Yeah, and so Scott, and so my manager at that time was like, "All right, well, that sounds pretty much exactly like what they described to me." Okay, and I was like, "All right, cool. So we're good, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, well, we're good. We're definitely gonna terminate you." And he's like, "I've got your final check ready right here." And I was like, "Oh, you were already gonna fire me. Like, you were already gonna fire me. You just wanted me to fucking incriminate myself." Like, I was like, "That's cool, dude. No worries." But the reason why I say that I could have fought for my job, because I didn't have any write-ups, dude. There were no grievances in my name, like nothing of the sort. This is my first offense. No doubt, it was vulgar as shit. It was straight up. Yeah, no, I was an asshole, dude. I was profane.
Yeah, I mean, you still are.
That's the way I am, and I let it out that day. I was not professional. I didn't keep it, you know what I mean, like under wraps. Like, I let it go. But yeah, that was probably the only time that I've ever been like,
yeah.
After the fact. You want to know what? You want to know what though? That place had a strict rule that employees of the company could not dine or drink at the bar of that restaurant. So if I were like when I worked there, if I came in, friends, on my off days, I would have to sit at a table. I could not sit at the bar. Because it was too much risk for a bartender just to slip you a drink, give you something for free. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was just
stupid fucking place.
So it was just a rule. It was a rule, and whatever.
Lame.
I literally got up from that meeting with that guy after he fired me. I handed me my last check, and I walked right up to the bar, and I sat down right in the middle. And everybody in the restaurant saw me there. I was in the middle of it all, and it was like, "Oh my god, for real? Like, really?" I'm like, fucking happened. So that was a good send-off. I like that.
That was good.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I'm usually being escorted like in handcuffs off the premises.
Okay, so one of the managers, the particular manager that I had an issue with, she came out and she's like, "You can't be here." I was like, "I already ordered a beer. I'm halfway through it, and I've got an appetizer on the way. Unless you're willing to comp it and hand it to me so that I can leave with it," I was like, "I'm gonna sit here and eat it. Like, you can't tell me what to do anymore."
Nice.
Get away.
You're right.
I'm a customer now. Get out. What's your name? I'm gonna call your manager.
Get away from
I'm your fucking boss now.
I was never told that I had to leave the premises. I was never told that.
No, you have every right to be there. Like, honestly,
I would understand if I was in the back, in the kitchen, right? Like, or where everyone else meets, like on actual like company property. But bitch, bar top, and I'm ordering a drink and I'm eating. Get away from me.
That's too good. Shout out to that past place.
Did you ever go back?
Yes, many times.
See, many times. All right. Where is it? In Long Beach?
Torrance.
Well, let's go hit it up and talk shit to that manager one of these days.
I'm down. I'm down. I don't think it's the same person anymore, dude. Restaurants rotate GMs like fucking swing, like fucking swing dancers. They fucking do, man. Like, people are constantly moving up, moving out, getting fired. Like, for real, dude. Like, people get fired for sexual harassment in the restaurant industry so much. Like, it's not even funny, dude.
Bet.
That was like a debate. Like there was a debate that I had with a couple of friends last night actually about whether you should tip your waiter or not. Like if you get shitty service, like is that grounds for tipping or what? Like what do you think? Would you tip your waiter if you got shitty service?
Well, it depends. See, for me, because I have an insider's look, I look at it completely different. I can never sit at a restaurant and just be. I'm constantly observing and I'm constantly looking around, right? Because what you have to understand is that the way the restaurants work, it might not always be the server's fault. It could be, but it might not just be that person's fault, right? Like there could be other things at work that are causing the delays. Sometimes, in my experiences as a server, towards the end of the night, if you're going into a restaurant towards the end, you'll notice that there's only a few people left. There aren't many people working by that time because it's slow hours. So they cut people and they send people home. So sometimes someone will come up to you, they'll take your order, and then that person gets cut and they go home and they're like, fuck this table, I'm out.
Yeah.
No one ever to pick up the pieces. Then I don't know where they see you and you're like, hey, can I get some service? Where's my food? Where's my drink? And you're like, fucking, I don't know, Dick. Like,
because fucking Susan got sent home.
Susan
went home.
Took off.
Fucking Katie just left.
Katie, goddamn it.
Where's Katie?
Where the fuck is the waitress? I'm dead.
Where's my mimosa?
Jimmy, what about you, man? You get shitty ass service, you gonna fucking tip or what?
Well, now I feel like a total turd because I didn't understand how that shit worked. Before, like, if you came back to check on me, right? Maybe more than once. I don't know what the usual is on servers or how long they're supposed to check on you. But if you're coming at me and you're like, hey, is everything okay? Is everything all right? Like, I want you to annoy me. And that's you're throwing money into your tip if you're coming to check on me to see how I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I also like Angel, like I'll take a look, and if it's too many people and like they're being dicks to, you know, poor Sharon, but Sharon, I see the Sharon running around, like, you know, you kind of understand. But yeah. I mean, to say horrible service, yeah, I've had it, and they'll $2, $8 maybe if I'm feeling $8 if I'm feeling generous. But like, I know some people that don't leave anything, and I know outside of the United States, it's considered like weird to leave a tip.
It is.
So
that's how that's how the conversation came up, because and like in Europe, it's included. Like if you it's included. Yeah, if you give the waitress a tip, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck? What's this for?"
Yeah,
like,
what's funny also too, like, you know, we go to restaurants, sit down and eat, but we go to McDonald's and pick up the food, but we don't tip them. You know what I mean? They're serving us food, right?
Yeah.
Why not?
That's true.
I don't know. We don't tip McDonald's people that are handing over our food.
I guess it's because, or I don't know. I don't want to say it's because they're going to the table, but maybe that might have something at least a little bit to do with it. Like they're actually going to us and giving us our food, and then like you said, check in at least 3-4 times during the service.
Because I need my shit refilled. Like
yeah, Karen, what the fuck? All right.
So that's like what? Do we have time for what?
No. Go ahead. What?
No. It's all right. I think we should do at least one video before we boogie.
All right. Yeah. Do we have time for a video, Dre?
Yeah, you guys got time for one video.
All right. Cool, let's go ahead and
He gonna do one, y'all. He gonna do one, y'all.
Jag doesn't tip.
Jag gives just a tip.
Nah, man, I tip balls and all.
Uh-oh.
Who brought a baby to Jag Radio? That's child abuse.
Somebody dropped the baby.
Child abuse. All right, which video you want?
Drop them again.
Let's go ahead and let's show that one, actually, the one with the kitchen. So before you play it, really quick, this guy sees something going on in his kitchen. Things start to fucking move around, fly around, and so check it out. Let me know what you think. Go ahead, Rich.
Shout out to the paleteros making it right now.
Yeah, for real, fool. Go get me something.
Paletero, man. Paletero, man.
Hey, you guys can hear the fucking paletero right now?
Yeah. We heard the other one before too.
Hey.
Oh shit! You see that?
Oh, you mean that's not you? One more time. Oh, oh,
I can't even see, but you should see something levitating
oh.
and then another thing flying off
Oh.
the counter.
Can you see?
Nah, I can't see.
Is it blurry?
No, it's not that it's blurry. It's just I don't see the whole picture of the video. Like I don't see
You're
the.
such a baby.
Yeah. It's kind of out of frame. Kind of out of frame.
Your butt cheeks are out of frame. Hey.
Can you guys see that?
Yes.
I can see it just fine.
Nobody saw nothing because it's not existent.
Well, I am using my phone, so that's probably why I can't.
It's a name.
Also, you're blind.
Also,
And it's also your video, so.
and also,
Yeah,
officer.
So...
What?
Stop resisting.
All right, that's cool. All right. So if you guys could see, yeah, there was something fucking levitating in the fucking. God damn it, Angel!
I'm gonna just stop you right now. I'm gonna just give you a J so I don't fucking get arrested. I'm gonna just give you a J.
Yeah.
So please, sir, please.
All right. I'll give you a fucking warning this time. Jimmy, what do you think, man?
Let's see. I'm gonna give you a half a J on that one.
Why
Oh,
have
fucking bullshit.
Because those cabinets, they don't.
Which one?
The cabinets up at the top, like in the center top, the ones that open up, they don't. They open up naturally, like if someone was actually holding them open.
Like your legs.
Yeah, just open them up like that, and then you get to work like that, and then. So like, if it was a machine, right? It would
What
go.
the fuck? The video's still playing.
Is it the whole video or just the beginning?
No. It's just that. It's just that.
The beginning?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
So as it opens up, if it was a machine, like a pneumatic, whatever, a servo, whatever, string, they would have a bounce, right? It would be like, wah, 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 wah. But this one looks like someone went like that.
Okay, so yeah, there's no like bang against, like there's no resistance when it hits like the edge, and so it just like.
Yeah. It just it opens it as if someone was opening it up like that instead of just it going.
Gotcha. All right, well, that video kind of fucking intrigued me just because of the levitation of the item that off of the counter. I mean,
Hey, go get me an ice cream sandwich, man, please. Hook me
I
up.
was gonna say, bro, come on.
A bolis, bro.
They could have fucking put some string on that shit, or they could have like pulled it from somewhere to make that shit levitate. But I didn't really see any string, so I thought it was pretty trippy. And then the cabinet's opening as well. Another thing that we don't really see. So I thought I'd bring it in. We had more, but our conversations got into like a whole other path today. Which is
man,
fine.
sometimes
it's good
that's
combo.
good, though.
Yeah. No, most definitely. We're a show. Just to let everybody know that's still listening right now. We're a show that we have a broad amount of topics that we go over. So it's not just the paranormal. We try to stick to that, but we'll talk about anything, and that's the fucking JAG show. Thank you. I think that's it. No.
Yeah.
That's all.
All right. Shout out Dusty.
Shout out to everybody that
gang.
tuned in tonight. Thank you so much for joining in. You can always find us as always on Facebook at the Official JAG Show, on Twitter at Official JAG Show, and on Instagram The JAG Show. And as always on the Super Audio Network YouTube channel, hit that like and subscribe button and join in, tune in. You know, let us know what you guys think. If you have your own personal experience, fucking tell us. And then that way we can read it on the show. You could be totally anonymous if you want. But we love you guys and we keep doing this for you. So until next time. Bye guys.
Gang, gang, cheers.
Show.
Stop resisting.
Stop resisting.
Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Fight the curb.